All right, everybody. So very warm welcome to all of you. And thank you so much for all the compliments and all. I have to take so much time to get ready. As somebody's praising my neck piece, so let me show it to you in full. So fun. Okay. All right. So a very warm welcome to all of you and a very happy Saturday. Let's see. Today, the topic being, are you being an escapist? Or are you being practical? Are you being an escapist or are you being practical? Ever since this journey of mine started, so many people kind of come to me and they're always about like, you're constantly following guidance. You say you follow guidance, but what has this guidance given you? I mean, you had to go bald, you had to give away your house, you have to leave your job. So why follow this guidance? Because it just seems that it's taking away things from you, and the first thing that you have to do is a whole lot of sacrifice. And so this is not really living in the real world. I have to live in the real world. I have to take care of my children. I have to do this. I have to do that. And so I cannot be doing these mad things just like you, one day just go and become bald and another day just give away something, empty your bank account, empty your jewelry. I cannot be doing this. I have to look after a family. I have a family. And so you are not even living in reality, so you are not being practical. I have to be practical. I have to be practical. I simply just look at that and say, yeah. But wherever the word practical comes in, look at it. Whenever you are using the word, I have to be practical about something, I have to be looking at something and evaluating what all choices are there, choosing the best for me. Something might happen that is not good. So I have to keep looking out for myself. I have to be practical. When you understand the energy, you would know the answer already in the first 1 minute of this webinar as to what the energy of being practical is. Take a look at every place where you have been practical. You have to be practical. You have to choose from these choices. You have to make a wise decision. You have to make a wise decision. And so wise decision, which will give you better results, and a foolish decision would just give you like really strange results or bad results. And so whenever you look at me and you look at the results that were given to me to execute, give away your house, give away your jewelry, empty your bank account, become bald, give away everything that you have, give away your job. Yeah, this is totally not practical. And so why? Because it gives you results which are not really, you think they're not really playing out in your favor. But when I look at the word practical and I look at when people say to me, oh, you have to live in the real world. You are not living in the real world. We have to live in the real world. Their real world and my real world. Where is the difference? It's right here, isn't it? I'm living on the same planet as them. I'm living in the same space. I'm living in a house and they are too. I have some kind of a job. This is what I consider these days my job. I have a job. Of course, it doesn't give me PF. It doesn't even give me increments. It's just I have to come over here and speak in front of a camera, and all of you gather over here and to listen to this woman speaking in front of the camera. But this is what a job looks like to me. So it's all very unreal from your perspective, but only one major difference. And you know what the answer is? I come from the frequency of freedom and you come from the frequency of binding. And what binds you is your fears. Your fears bind you. And I come from the frequency of freedom because I can keep choosing the frequency of fearless. What if I give away my job? So what? The universe is going to continue to play in my favor. What if I get my head bald? Oh, that one gave me a lot of judgments for the self. But whenever I come across judgments for the self, this is what I do. I don't think of it as real and unreal. I simply look at the judgments and where those judgments are being sourced from. 99% of those times, the judgments also are coming only from fear. So again, I work on my fear, I look into my fear, I work on my fear. and I release my fear. And then I am free to do whatever this guidance, this strange guidance has told me to do. Again, the guidance tells me to leave my job. Oh my God, even my own husband, I mean, we didn't know what was going on with me right then and there. So he is like, why do you have to quit your job? You worked so hard for 6 or 7 years. Now, you're a partner, but your options are going to come through, and those options were going to be worth some 100 crores. And this guidance comes. I don't even know where it is coming from, but this guidance comes to say, leave your job. This is not your path. This is not your path, and let it go. And what would I do if it was going to be practical, which is what my husband suggested to me? Why don't you go part-time? Why don't you go part-time? Who's telling you that you have to leave everything and start right now? No, nobody's telling me anything that I have to do it. It's not that I have to do it. It is that some part of me understood that if I did it, the rewards of following guidance would be something much greater. I probably don't even know what, but I know that the rewards would be greater. What did I know then? Nothing. My journey had just begun. I didn't even know where these guidances were coming from, who was giving these guidances to me. However, when such a guidance came saying, quit your job, and the husband said, do part-time. Your people are actually begging you to stay. Your office is begging you to stay. So you can just tell them that you'll do it part-time. Then why don't you just do it part-time? Well, that is being practical. That is being practical, right? But where is that coming from? No, you are letting go of such a good job. It brings a crore. And if you don't get that crore in, we will be short of that 1 crore. We will be short. And that's where the limitation, and that is the fear that we come from when we are being practical. So many of us want to quit our jobs. But no, if I quit this job, I will not find something else. The universe will not bring something to me. And so we don't quit. And it's good that we don't quit, because right now the energy is fear and you haven't worked on the energy. So sure, for sure, if you quit that job and you haven't released your fear as well, and you're still sitting in fearlessness, then the universe is going to show you your fearful frequency. It is not going to find your job, and you're constantly going to regret the job that you had that was already bringing in some money. Now you're without a job, without any money. What will happen now? All of these, oh, I should have been more practical. I should have first found a job and then quit this. And when you are being more practical, understand that all of your energy is simply that of fear. So what should you do? I don't care. Again, I don't care what you should do, because your journey is first to look within, not to run and keep a job, not to run and let go of a job. No, that is an outside action. But our first action, when we become aware of the energies, the first action to be able to look at the frequency from where we are trying to be practical, or we are trying to be real, or we are trying to be unreal. Whatever it is, if you look into the fear frequency, fear will be your answer. If you look into the faith frequency, faith will be your answer. But looking into this frequency happens every minute. So one moment you're sitting in full faith, money will take care of everything. And then the next moment you move your frequency to fear. Oh my God, I shouldn't have done that. Oh, why did I quit my job? I should have hung up to it. I should have hung on to it. Now what is happening? I don't see any jobs coming through. And that's what happens every moment when you go from one place to another place, one place to another place. And guess what? That's normal. That's even absolutely normal, because we change our frequency just as quickly as a television changes its frequency when we are pressing the remote button and going tuck, 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 tuck. Coming to a channel that we like, pausing on it for 2 minutes, and then again, tuck, 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 tuck. We can change our frequencies at that speed. And so when we change our frequency, this is going to be totally normal, that 1 minute you will feel fear and the other moment you will feel fearless. And that's when the awareness comes to play. When you are aware, more and more aware, then what will happen? As soon as you catch fear, you'll be able to look at fear, observe the fear. And from that place, the minute you've observed it, you can move back to your faith. You can move back to your understanding that the universe is playing in my favor at all times. But this is going to happen. Many people come to me and say, I released fear for 400 hours yesterday. Why is it back again today? Well, because today is not yesterday. The potty is every day. As a matter of fact, this potty is every moment. As many times as you want to look at your own self and acha, abhi, what have you just eaten that is giving you this upset stomach? Okay, upset stomach, go and lose it. Go and lose it with your awareness. So when we are looking at change of frequencies, they happen just like that. And so in a moment, you're looking at being practical, looking at all things fearful. And in the next moment, you might just be moving in the frequency of faith. And then everything that you were thinking just 5 minutes ago is going to look foolish. That, why was I worrying? The universe is playing in my favor. Money is here. He'll take care of me. Yeah. 5 minutes later, you've tuned back into fearful energies. And then what is wrong with me? Money pata nahi kab karenge. Money has so many people to look after. I don't know when he's going to look at me and to change my scenarios. I spoke to him yesterday, but I didn't receive an answer yesterday. And what will happen? I've already quit the 1,000 places the mind will run to. 1,000 places the mind will run to. And the only thing to do is to be aware. What frequency am I operating from? What frequency am I operating from? Every time you have this great desire to be practical and live in the real world, look what your thought process is. Look at where all you are resisting, because every kind of resistance is simply fear. It is simply fear. And then before you take any action, this is not a rush towards action. Action can be anything. It can be absolutely anything. But when you take this action, whatever the action is going to be, what frequency are you going to come from? Whether you retain that job, whether you retain your house, you don't give it away when the guidance says give it away. You don't give it away, but at least work on yourself to see what frequency you're operating from, because it is your frequency that is going to create your next moment. And the frequency of practical and real is all about fear. Another thing that I used to hear a lot, that, oh, you operate from this space, you don't have any children, you don't have to look after anything, you are free, and so you can do that. Well, again, I can look after 400 children, but how will I look after those 400 children? From the understanding that they each have their own energy field. And so I cannot give to anybody what they do not have in their energy field. They have come pre-decided their own energy field, what experiences they want, what experiences they don't want, and from whatever experiences they want, I am simply going to honor their energy. So many people come and stay with me. They're my children. Who are they? They're all my children. But what is it that a child means to me? Nothing. Nothing. Each person, simply an actor. Yes, I will pass through 2 or 4 actors. Some of them will be regulars in my life. Some of them will come and go. And that's okay, because each of them are simply still going to be a reflection of me. Just because your children are every day in and out of your house, you think that, no, this is a greater responsibility. This is your responsibility. Meenal says, yeah, okay, look into guidance, but I'm going to think about it. When all should I look at guidance, and when should I worry about my children, and when should I be planning their career? No, that guidance will come in those few moments of spirituality when I'm sitting and meditating. Okay, then I will listen to guidance. Well, okay, then that's fine. That's completely fine. But understand that then guidance, or that frequency of fearlessness that the guidance brings, is going to be limited to 2 hours. The rest of the 22 hours, you're going to act from fear. And the more that you act from fear, 22 hours versus 2, they will be manifesting pretty much in that proportion. Why? Because the universe is not thinking, okay, let me give something extra to this person. They're looking good. They've been worshiping these gods very much. No. Don't care. Universe don't care. Universe is only going to be looking at your frequency. From what frequency are you even praying to God? Frequency of fear, then the universe will show you a little bit more of your fears. And so the more we begin to understand that all of the times that we are wanting to be practical, wanting our children to be practical, don't just be lost in your la la land. Don't just be dreaming about things. You have to work hard to get someplace. Yeah, that's your program. That's your limiting program, that you will only get something when you work hard, because that's what the real world looks like. In this real world, only people who work hard will get someplace. Say that to some of the Ambanis. No, it's not true. The father, the grandfather worked hard. The rest of them are simply growing however they can grow it. And some of them have lost it however they could lose it. Why? It's their energy field. They just didn't. And father worked very hard, so we will get to enjoy everything. You will get to enjoy everything that is in your energy field. Whether the father works hard or doesn't work hard, the father wants to work hard. That's his limiting program, that I can only receive something if I really, really work hard. If hardworking people were to get the maximum, then the rickshawala on the road who's out there pulling and making so much of an effort and, really killing himself over it, he would be the billionaire. He would be the billionaire, but he's not. So that's how we understand every time that no, hard work and we have to struggle. Children must struggle. Some of these parents have these amazing programs. If children don't struggle, they will not learn anything. And now they're out there telling their children to struggle. When my father was alive, he was one of them. जब खुद पैसे कमाओगे तो पता चलेगा कि पैसे कमाने के अंदर कितनी मेहनत लगती है. But that was his program. That was his limiting program when he was in this life, and he was here to experience lack in different ways. Yes, money. Money, the one who brings all of this abundance to us, he was completing his circle of abundance by experiencing lack as well. So what was he experiencing? He was experiencing abundance of lack. Abundance of lack. So donkey works harder than horse. So money was finishing his experiences, of duality. And so in that space, when we talk about experiences, you go 360 degrees of everything. So even to experience abundance, you have to experience the lack as well. And then you come back to abundance, but you have to complete all your experiences. And so when money was here in life, and then he was telling me things like, जब पैसे कमाओगे तब पता चलेगा कि कितनी मुश्किल से पैसे कमाए जाते हैं. And I used to think, yeah, okay. Except that when I started to make money, I joined a job. Every 30 days, there was salary in the account. I was like, ठीक तो है, इसमें कहाँ मेहनत लग रही है? I can easily, whatever I'm doing, I have to go to workplace. I have to learn that job. I have to do the 10 things that they tell me to do. And that's it. Salary comes into my account. There is no problem. So here it is. I didn't find that struggle in making money at all. But when a child is kind of, spending the money and enjoying himself, you, the parent, are you telling him, you do not understand the value of money? What is the value of money? The value of money is the joy that it brings to you. The value of money is the worry that it brings to you. No, in the real world. See? In the real world, what will happen about money? If you don't have money, people don't respect you. Whose program is that, which is a limiting one about you will not receive love if you don't have money? How amazing is that? That, okay, all my life I was working and I was making some money, but the kind of love that I receive now, when I actually don't have money, the kind of love that I receive now, my program has become totally the opposite. Arey, the more you lose your money, the more love you receive. That seems to be my program right now, because there is no end to how much love I can receive, and money has nothing to do with it. Money really has no value except for the emotion that you attach to it. So on days that you're going to attach the emotion of, oh, I don't have enough, I don't have enough. Yes, money has the value of worry. On days that you will actually attach the value of joy, Arey, I have 10 rupees, I'm going to eat vada pav and enjoy myself. Well, That's the money value of vada pav, that it's bringing to you right now so much joy. So the real world, when you're every time thinking of the future and how you had to, many parents, this is mostly, I think this is going mostly the parental way, or it's out there for all the parents in this group, because most of the parents are always trying to teach this practicality and real world living to their children. But it doesn't happen like that. I had to go through so much struggle, and now I'm saving you from going through that much struggle so that you don't have to go through the struggle. So I'm telling you, I'm warning you that this is how things happen. You had a bad limiting program to give yourself experiences of struggle. Bad as in a fun way, because all of the experiences are just experiences. So good and bad, really, just experiences. But now that we're talking about it, and you telling your children all of these limiting beliefs and programs, then just simply to let you know that when you tell your children, oh, I went through struggle, and I'm warning you so that you don't have to go through these kind of struggles. I'm telling you, I'm taking care of you in this way. Yes, you're taking care of them, but this taking care of them comes from which frequency? From fear of their future. What is their future going to look like? It's going to look like what their energy field is all about. It's not going to look like as per your planning. It's not going to look like as your energy field either, because we don't know what their energy field looks like. So amazing that when we are sitting in lack, we will attach so many different values to so many things. And then the story that we put out there is, this is the real world. Okay. How can one try to make the child's frequency fulfilling? I just answered that. You cannot. You cannot. This means that you want to change, you want to control what the child is going to experience. You want to control, you want to have a control over the child. No, 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 cannot. You can only look at your frequency and decide, what am I feeling? When I look at my child and I look at him and he's so sad and he's so unhappy about his teachers and about his profession and da 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 da, and I want to help him, well, the only help you can do is ask yourself, what am I feeling? You cannot change people's experiences. Everybody a Shiva. Everybody a Shiva. So you can honor people, understanding that their own creator is their energy, not you, their energy. What can you do in the meanwhile? You can honor their frequencies and you can give unconditional love to them. You can give unconditional love to them. You cannot change frequencies for people. You can change the frequency for yourself. So if you're looking at your child and getting worried, then it's your worry that has come to be seen by you, and your worry needs to be released. When you release your worry, automatically, what are you now sending towards the child? A little bit more love. You think that your worry is love, but we all know it's not. You've heard me many a times. Love is love, worry is worry. Do not garb the two. Do not garb the two. There are two different frequencies. And don't say, oh, I worry about my children because I love them. No, it doesn't work like that. Oh, I watch Sony TV because I want to watch a cartoon channel. Does it work like that? No. You're watching Sony TV or you're watching cartoon channel. They're two different frequencies. Similarly, either you're sending love to them or you're sending worries and fears and anxieties to them about how you can change their frequency. What can you do to make their lives better? Nothing. You cook for them? Yeah. That's because they chose a cook. If you do some bad cooking, well, they chose a bad cook. It's their problem. They didn't choose a mother who can cook properly. It's their problem, not ours. We cook, we feed them. That's the role that we have. It's a role that we have. It's got nothing to do with that they were born from my womb and so now they are my responsibility. No, it's like, when one time I had this discussion with Mani and I've talked about it many a times over here. They were born from the womb and now they belong to you. No, they don't. They needed an oven. Like, how there's a dough and the dough gets converted to cookies and then it comes out of an oven. But the oven doesn't own the cookies, doesn't. And so there's a cookie that came out of your oven. Nope, the oven doesn't own the cookies. And so that's the way of looking at the oven and the cookies. So somebody is asking, can energy of my family member be changed to be in sync by me in case the person is not interested? And I know he is not aligned to my energy. Nobody. You can change your frequency. Can I control the energy of my family member? Why do you want to control it? I need to control their energies to be in alignment with me. Why? What will happen if they are not aligned with you? What will happen? What will happen? Oh, fights will happen. Okay, then. What are you going to feel when fights happen? You work on yourself on what am I feeling? You can only observe, not even control. You cannot control your own energy. You want to control somebody else's, but you cannot even control your own energy. You can observe your energy. You can observe it. When I'm feeling sad, what do? I don't want to control my sadness. No, that's not the answer. When I'm feeling angry, I want to control my anger. Not the answer. Controlling is all about suppressed emotions. And you'll suppress it. And what will happen? Is it gone from your energy just because you've suppressed it? Has it gone completely because you've suppressed it? Who has suppressed it? The body has suppressed it. Has it vanished from the energy? No, absolutely not. So controlling either your energy or somebody else's is simply trying to be, trying to change something on the outside. Trying to change something on the outside. And whenever you're trying to change something on the outside, guess your frequency is? What is your frequency? What is your frequency? The frequency is fear. The frequency is only fear. The frequency is, oh, he will not listen to me. She will not listen to me. What will happen if they don't listen to me? Oh, everything will go wrong. I want to live my life this way. And they are not listening. I need this to happen and I need that to happen. So I need to control. There is fear written all over it. So anyways, you take a look into the fear of your family member not changing the energy. The work is always, 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 always. Did I make that clear? Always on yourself. Can I control somebody else's energies? No, you can work on yourself. Can I control my children and have better lives for them? No, you can work on yourself. Always the work is on yourself by asking yourself the question, what am I feeling? When I look at my children, what am I feeling? When I look at that other family member who is not moving as per my alignment of frequencies and they are not interested, what am I feeling? What am I feeling? That is where the answer is. Okay. Yeah, that always, if you didn't catch it those 28 times, I'll say it again. Always. Always on yourself only. The work is only on the self. Okay. So now we come to this other part. Yeah, we know about the practical. We know about the real world now. Whenever we are looking at something with practicality, the frequency underneath 99.99999% times is going to be fear. And so you look into your fear. Sometimes it is hidden under anger. Sometimes it is just pure resistance to do something. Even something as small as this. I'll take my example. When guidance came, I should go to Kailash. I just didn't want to go to Kailash. Mount Kailash, no. I don't want to go to Mount Kailash. Why do I have to go to Mount Kailash? Why can't money give me all the frequencies of Kailash right here only? Why do I have to go to Kailash? And then I looked at it, my resistance to go to Mount Kailash. And it was simply a very tiny little resistance in there. What? I feel very cold. I feel very cold. I don't want to be in cold locations because I feel very cold. It's very uncomfortable for me. I do not wish to be uncomfortable. So the fear of discomfort, the fear of cold. And I started to release my fear of cold, saying, okay, even if there is no help from the universe and I have to go, I have all the facilities in the world to put myself under 4 jackets and do this and do that. Why am I fearing the cold weather so much? So I began to release my fear and release my fear. And then just before heading to Kailash, there was a time that I went to Delhi. And I was in Delhi it was the month of January, I think. And in the month of January, I had some work to do. I was running around here and there. It was early morning. And then Mani suddenly points out to me saying, it's the month of January. I said, yeah. And it's kind of cold in Delhi. I said, yeah. And then I had forgotten, literally forgotten to wear a jacket. I'd forgotten to wear a sweater. In the morning, I was running around in a t-shirt. and going out and buying something or whatever and coming back in a t-shirt, and Mani says, "Acha, itni thand lagti hai." See, the thand ka fear is released and the thand is released. So not fearing the cold anymore, because that's simply fear. So there you go. Okay. Working on myself continuously, I am changing. The other person is not. The other person doesn't have to change. The other person has no compulsion to change. The other person, the finger is on the other person, this finger, this is on the other person. That other person has no compulsion to change. And I get back to the same energy of fear, frustration. So what have you released? Nothing. If you are, the same person is giving you the same frequency, is triggering you in the same way, and is bringing you to fear and frustration, who does the fear and frustration belong to? Fear and frustration is your frequency. It hasn't been released. When it is released, you will have zero expectation from the other person to change. You will still be sitting in your own frequency of peace. You will be sitting in the frequency of peace, not the other person. You will be sitting in the frequency of peace no matter what's happening outside. That is when you would have worked on your energies for a release. You say to me, "You're working on myself continuously." No. Working on yourself continuously with the expectation that the other person should change because I'm working on myself, that's called trying to control the other person. That is not called releasing. It's called trying to control. There are two different frequencies. One is trying to control, which comes from, as you rightly say, fear and frustration. And the other frequency is all about tuning into the frequency of masti and releasing your fear and frustration. When you begin to release your fear and frustration a little bit more, but without expectations on the outside, this is expectations. You've got a whole line of expectations with whoever this person is, and then expectations have a very beautiful link. Expectations are from attachments, and they lead to hurtfully experiencing the place of hurt by that person not changing, because you have expectations right there. He's playing out, she's playing out exactly as per your frequency. Exactly as per your frequency. How amazing is that? It says it's preparing live stream. Why did the live stream get shut out?
I'm just feeling a bit off at the moment. From the stress.
Here it is showing it is transmitting.
Okay, fine. So for some reason over here, it's saying to me, preparing live stream. So all right, that's fine. I just thought that there was some problem with the live stream. Why is it suddenly saying, but Zoom has suddenly come up with 5 other different places. Okay. How do I know? Okay, so how do I know that my emotion is fully released when the same actor, and Abhilasha has given you the answer, when the same actor does not trigger you anymore? The outside event can stay the same. You are no longer triggered by it. The outside person can stay the same. You are no longer triggered by it. And no emotion is ever released. Yeah. So Yayati is asking this question, how do I know that the emotion is fully released? We ask you to release the emotion when you start the process. When you start the process, we ask you to release the emotion with this one line, and the line goes, "I accept." And then whatever the emotion is, I accept whatever the emotion is. Let us say sadness. I accept my sadness. Sadness is just a frequency. And so I can tune into another frequency. So can you see what is happening over here? Firstly is your acceptance of a frequency as being a frequency. From that place of release, what are you doing? From that place of release, you're accepting it's just a frequency, and you can transform it. You are changing it. The minute you want to release a frequency with, "Oh my God, I need to release this frequency of fear. Oh my God, I need to release this frequency of anger or jealousy or whatever." You are not releasing that frequency. You are fearful of that frequency because you haven't accepted that frequency. Acceptance is part one. Acceptance is part one of the release. And then when you accept it as just a frequency, it'll come. You will see it as a frequency, and then you'll be able to sit through it, even if for 5 minutes, 5 days. And then already the release process has begun because now you are no longer fearful of the frequency that gets released, something gets transformed. So it's actually a transformation process. And so no emotion is ever released. The journey is how soon we come into awareness of that emotion, and then we shift. And then Abhilasha is writing, we are here for the experiences. Okay. Let's see. I can't even, what's with this? Achha. Somebody writes, I can see my family members are showing me all the frequencies which I'm holding. So amazing path. It has changed the way of looking at them. Wonderful. That is the true path, because whatever you are holding, whether it's fear or worry or anxiety, you can only make your path simpler. You can make your journey joyous. And when you are at that joyous frequency, you're transmitting that joy. And then you will find that sometimes even outside people are going to tune into that joy. But that joy, no, I need to tune into the joy so that I can change my entire house's frequencies. No, not going to work, because this is you very subtly wanting to control the entire house's frequencies. Yeah, not so subtle anymore now that I put it that way. But yeah. Okay. So moving to the part of escapism. That's another thing that one tends to think, that when you are looking at everything and saying, okay, outside a volcano is erupting, and then you are just simply, okay, I tune into Meenal's frequencies, okay, I'm in joy. Yeah. And then many people ask me, isn't this escapism? Is this not escapism? Because what is about escapism is that, something is happening on the outside, and the ostrich buries their head in the sand to say that, okay, nothing's happening. I can't see anything. I cannot see anything. So nothing is happening. And is this not escapism? So amazingly, this is the answer, that when the ostrich is burying their head in the sand, saying, I can't see anything, and so it must not be happening, they're still, they've looked at the outside, they're fearful of whatever is happening outside, and that is their way to shutting it out. It's their way to shutting out whatever is happening outside. And many of us have done this. Many of us have done this, and we call this kind of, being in denial. That, oh, outside is erupting, and then now you are being in denial. But when the ostrich is doing that, it's being in denial, and it's simply still carrying the frequency of fear as it buries its head in the sand. When you are doing the same thing, what is it that you're first doing when outside something is erupting and you are in awareness? When you are in awareness that, okay, this is erupting, what all am I feeling? I'm feeling fear and worry and anxiety and all of this, and helpless and powerless. Okay, now you look at each of these emotions and you are able to release those emotions. So when you are doing all of this stuff without working on your emotions, then yes, it is the escapist world. That, oh, it'll all go away, and it needs to go away, and nothing is happening in my world, and I'm fine, I'm doing fine. But you haven't changed your energy. And so that event will keep happening in some way or another. And you will keep looking away. But when you are looking away, you haven't processed your emotions. You haven't changed your energy field. And then that is escapism. And then you are never able to escape, because how can you escape from your own energy field? It'll keep manifesting. Just a little bit more of whatever it is already making you taste. It'll just serve the same dish over and over again. When you are aware, then what will you do? In awareness, we are able to look at our own line of emotions. Whatever the emotions be, we are able to process them. We are able to see, okay, what am I feeling? And can I change this to another energy? Can I give unconditional love to myself? Can I be at a place of joy just for myself? I need to be in the frequency of joy. Can I bring it to myself? Yes, I can. Why? Because it's a choice. It's just a frequency. And so, as soon as you recognize it's just a frequency, now, now you've processed the emotion. Now you've looked at the emotion, understood it's just a frequency. And then from that place, it is no longer escapism. It is called building a new reality. This is building a new reality because it comes from changing your energy field, transforming your energy field to love, and whatever is sitting in the energy field is going to start manifesting a little bit more, a little bit more. It's already been manifesting. Whatever your reality, current reality is manifesting from where? From your energy field. Whoever you're coming in touch with, whoever you're dealing with, everybody is a result, is a product of your match, of your frequency resonance, and there being a match between them and you. And the more you begin to change your energy, your frequency, that reality itself is going to begin to shift. However, what we answered just all of this while, if your finger is first on the outside, oh, I want that reality to change, so let me look and work with it. Well, no, then the finger is outside. Until the finger comes within, the energy field so not changing. The finger has to come within with that line, what am I feeling? And then to understand, it's my frequency that is creating this reality. Not that person is creating this reality. I really want him to change because he keeps showing me fear and frustration. But that's him. He's the problem. Nope. Has not changed your frequency. Who has not changed your frequency? You have not changed your frequency. It'll keep showing you more and more until and unless the finger that is pointed outside comes within. That's how it works. All right, then. I think we answered all the questions at this point. Anybody has more questions? No? Are we all good? Oh, we missed out on one. It means you don't have any responsibility towards your family. Who is your family? That might be the question. Oh, you think that the three people who are living with you are your family, and that's it? Those are your only family? How limiting a belief can you have about what is your family? The minute you let go of this limited idea of who your family is, your family will suddenly expand to the entire universe. Now, who all will you hold responsibility for? The entire universe? Okay, then you're God. You do whatever you want with the entire universe. Change the universe. You do whatever you want to do, but responsibility towards the family as you look at this, as you look at even this line, oh, does it mean, from where are you answering this, asking this question to me? What does it mean that it doesn't have any, we don't have any responsibility towards our children? We don't have any responsibility towards our people? I shouldn't be making food for them today? Tell me, what is the frequency underneath this question itself? And then I will tell you what your role is. What your role is. Your role might be a housewife. Your role might be a CEO of a company. It doesn't matter. I'll tell you what a role is and how to conduct that role. Right now, as you think of the term responsibility, you will conduct that role that has been given to you. You will conduct that role from fear and worry and anxiety and everything. And when you let go of fears and worries and tune into fearless, you will conduct that same role The role might remain the same, but now you will change your frequency and you will be doing it more from joy and gratitude and love and all things beautiful. So you can do whatever you want. I don't care about the word responsibility. You can hold it on your shoulders. Today, I can say to you, I don't care about the word responsibility because I worked so much on it. I have worked so much on this word because when I was, running that organization's entire marketing and I was the senior partner and everybody was dependent on me for getting the business in, I was the marketing head. I was, filled with this responsibility for, oh my God, I hold the responsibility for the entire workplace. When anybody would come to me and say, oh, we are having such a bad life and this and that, I would take it upon myself to say, okay, I'll give you this money, you do this and you do that. And I would sit and spend sleepless nights trying to design a life for them. So today, when I say I don't care for the work responsibility, it's because my eyes have opened. My eyes, well, no, not the eyes. My eye has opened. The inner eye has opened where I don't see any other. So I can't have responsibility for any other because I don't see any other. There is only the responsibility for myself. And what is my only responsibility is to breathe. And that responsibility I don't have to do because it's already taken care of. I will breathe as much as I have to breathe and then I will not. So yes, let's talk to okay. So just a second. I'm going to read some more, but somebody is unmuted. So please, every participant, please mute yourself. I can't see the list of participants, but please mute yourself. Okay. Kanchan Harsinghani. Okay, finally saw the participant who's unmuted. Okay. So somebody says, feeling constantly dishonored. Oh dear God. Kanchan Harsinghani, please stay muted. I keep muting you. Kanchan Harsinghani, please stay muted. Kanchan Harsinghani, please stay muted. Okay, I'm going to put you out. Okay. She can watch it later. Okay. Feeling constantly dishonored. Yes. Is that lack only? Is the question being asked. Feeling constantly dishonored. Who is the one that is dishonoring you? Who? That mirror of yours is dishonoring you. And then tell me who is it that is actually dishonoring you? You know the answer to this one. Outside is mirrors, and they will constantly show you what you hold in the energies. And so you've written over here the answer yourself. Is this lack of self-love? See, you already are getting guidances. And then somebody says, feeling lazy or fatigued most of the time is what kind of frequency and candle process will release it? Can candle process release it? Feeling lazy or fatigue. So fatigue, I can understand, is lack of energy. But feeling lazy, what is that? Feeling lazy is simply a judgment. Have you done, Pradnya, have you done my Expect Miracles program? Can you answer me this? Have you done a Expect Miracles program? It's assignment number 1. Assignment number 1, part 2 is all about looking at every adjective, and the first assignment, the line is I am lazy and I am productive. So it's assignment number 1, part 2, which is all about the wholeness tool. I've talked about the wholeness tool in many of my webinars here as well, but I was simply just wondering that if you're asking me the basic question on, on this energy and I'm feeling lazy and I'm feeling fatigued, then you might still not Are you journaling? Are you doing the assignment number 1, 2, and 3 every day? Then you will know the answer to this. But the wholeness tool is right there. Please go through it. Feeling the lack of energy, do the menial frequency meditation. That's it. The lack of energy in you. If you're sitting with so much fear and you release the energy of fear today for 20 minutes, you're sitting and working on yourself and releasing the energy of fear, but that fear has been released, and fear itself is energy. So even that is energy. So when the energy is released, you fill it up with menial frequency meditation. You just simply fill up the gap. But what do? You fill it up with more fear again. You fill it up with more frustration again. Instead, you are to fill it up with more menial frequency. So keep the menial frequency on in the night, even at 0 volume. You don't have to be listening to it. You can have it at low volume. You can have it at 0 volume, but have it on so that you can tune into that frequency more and more. How do we know how much more energy needs to be transformed in our energy pot? Abhi kaam kitna baki hai? Wow, what an amazing question. And from somebody who's just, finished their EM program, where I say, Yayati is asking this question, oh, how do we know what's there in our energy pot? And I say this one line at all times, and I don't even know what's the point of asking this question. Because if you are asking the same question to yourself, Aaj kitni potty baki hai? Aaj kitni potty baki hai? Somebody tell me how much potty more I have to do today. Because the potty is every day. Tell me you've not heard this line 100 times from me. The potty is fucking every day. It's every single day. Do you ask for yourself, how many times do I have to do potty? No, you simply just go and do it. Then what is this question? Oh, abhi kitna kaam baki hai? Well, let me tell you, you are filled with potty every day. And so utna kaam baki hai that every single day you are going to fill yourself with emotional potty as well. And so utna kaam baki hai. Till the last day of your life, you will be doing potty. And then, of course, there is no need to do it. So, like, for example, Pratnya is saying, I don't do it regularly. Okay, then. Then don't complain that, oh, I'm getting constipation and I'm getting loosies, because the work is every day. But asking this, oh, how do we know how many kilos of potty am I going to do today? How many kilos did you do today, Ayati? That's your answer. Utna kaam baki hai. All right, then. Let's move to all questions done. डंडा खाना बाकी था, हो गया सबका? Take a deep breath in and exhale. And take a deep breath in and exhale. And now, tapping on your forehead, I take energy from Meena. I take energy from Meena. I am Meena. I take energy from Meena. I am Meena. I am Meena. And as you feel a little bit lighter, a little bit emptier, as you begin to take energy from the menal frequency, a little bit lighter, a little bit emptier, as you take energy from the menal frequency. And now imagine. Imagine a beautiful lap of the me frequency, the lap of Meenal, a beautiful lap inviting you to come and sit in the lap. This beautiful lap that is filled with abundance, filled with joy, filled with so much masti. That lap is inviting you. The lap belongs to the Meenal frequency. Meenal is sitting there, inviting you to come into her lap. And you imagine yourself as a 4-year-old child, just simply running to that lap and sitting there with so much authority. This is mine. This lap is mine. It is my seat right now. This seat of abundance, of joy, so much security, all the assurance, all the love. This lap belongs to me. Sit there. Establish yourself. Sit in the lap. Hug the mother. Hug the mother that the lap belongs to. Hug the mother that you are sitting in the lap of. And the mother is transmitting to you all of the love, all of the joy, all the abundance, all the masti that she holds. Sitting in this beautiful place, you feel your heart swelling with joy, brimming with love. So much laughter in your eyes, so much joy that you are experiencing in this moment. Experience the joy. Put your hand on the heart. Put your hand on the heart and allow all of the love to flow in, to flow into you, to flow through you, to flow to you from the mother, and then to flow through you as you experience the expansion of your energy to love. All emotions transforming in this moment to love. You look into the eyes of the mother, and she looks right back at you. And the eyes are filled with love. Experience the love. The love that is flowing from the eyes of the mother to you. Feeling completely secure. You put your head on the lap of the mother. Feeling so calm and peaceful. Not a worry in the world in this moment. All things forgotten. Only one thing to do, to sleep in the lap of the mother. So you rest your head on the mother's lap, and soon you're gone into another world, The real world. That is the real world. And in your real world, you can see all of them in the energies. You can see the joy that is coming to you from each and every participant in your life. Because when you move from this world to the real world, when all is energy, you get to see everyone simply with love. All there is only love. And so, right now, as you sleep in the mother's lap and go to the Lala land, now you can see all of your actors filled with love, hugging you, laughing with you. So much laughter, so much joy. This is the place of the dreams, but that is as much a reality. And you can see in this place a Meenal and a Mani, and you run to them. You run to them. You can see them in the energies, and they're both standing there. And as you run to them, and both of them are ready, waiting to hug you. And you receive this hug from Mani, and you receive this hug from Meenal with so much love. And as everyone is laughing and looking at you with so much love, you can feel the love in your energy. That love that you feel is you. All of these are bringing it to you. But the love that you're experiencing is you. I am love. And you look into Mani's eyes and say this, I am love. And Mani looks at you and he nods his head and hugs you. Yes, you are love. And then you look at Meena and then you say to Meena, I am love. And as you look at Meena and she looks right back at you and she gives you a nod, yes, you are love. You are love. And everybody comes together in this one beautiful circle of love, hugging each other, loving each other, laughing with each other. All has transformed to love. Oh, Mani, oh, Mani, oh, Mani. Okay, everyone. Lots and lots of love to all of you. Enjoy yourself. Have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, everybody. Lots of
Bye-bye.